Do you ever feel like you've gotten off course somewhere in your life? Maybe you're excelling in one area, but you feel like other areas are falling apart. It's really hard to juggle and do all the things well all the time because I know that's something I struggle with. But in this week's episode, I'm sharing a little simple.
Welcome to the Marketing Home, Marketing You podcast. Week after week, Barbara Savona of Sprout Marketing brings you quality conversations with industry leaders, mini marketing workshops, and step-by-step guides on everything marketing, business, and career growth. So grab a cup of coffee and get ready for some outside-the-box ideas from the girl that lives inside the shipping container box.
Welcome to this week's episode of Marketing Home, Marketing You. I'm your host, Barbara Savona, and this week we're going to dive into something a little bit different. It's a little trick I learned years ago, and I call it my 3-day reset, 3 days to feel like a completely different person. It's nothing gimmicky. It's a simple strategy to realign when things have gotten off course. And what's great about it is you can use it for anything in personal relationships, at home, or I love to apply this in an area of work, even a subcategory. Maybe it's how you're dealing with your team or how you're doing on a certain area like retention or events or, something a little bit bigger like your actual content strategy or whatever it is. Any area that you're just not feeling aligned in, this little trick is going to work. And I know especially on a week like this week when it's a shorter week, there's a holiday in the middle of the week, it kind of throws things off. We can start to feel like a failure, like we're just not keeping up. So this is why I wanted to share this throwback episode. I shared this on a Facebook Live a while back. People on there put this was life-changing. I don't know about all that, but I know it's helped me. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And let's give it a listen. I want to talk about is a little reminder I needed today. And I don't know if you guys need this reminder sometimes from time to time. For example, you're doing awesome at work, but your house is a wreck, or you're doing fantastic at home, but you're struggling in a certain area, or you're not working out, or you're not doing it. And we all are like trying to do it all, right? So there's something that somebody shared with me years ago and it's stuck with me. And I thought I'm going to just share it. And hopefully this gets watched a few times and people share it. And it's that when you think about that, we can't always be excelling at every single area at life all the time, right? Balance is one of those things. Like when you get in a canoe, you're constantly trying to keep balance. It doesn't just come automatically. And the second thing that I always like to remember is that it doesn't take days and days of doing things differently. It literally can take 3 days. So for example, if I'm feeling like I've been eating terrible, I just tell myself, start today, and in 3 days, you literally will feel like another person. Now, granted, I'm not gonna all of a sudden lose a bunch of weight or just like miraculously feel perfect, but 3 days, I'm starting to build towards that identity. Same thing if at work. If I'm feeling off in an area, if I say, these are the things that I need to do to build a habit, and I start implementing them immediately, 3 days later, I feel super like I'm on the right track. And I heard that said that a lot of times people don't start making a change because they feel overwhelmed that they have to do a complete overhaul. And they put all this planning into it. And I read once that somebody said, literally, start acting like the person that you want to be the very moment that you decide it. And from then on, just continue to be that person. And so I've been reading The Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is my second read of it. I think it's so powerful because it mixes science with practicality. And I shared a little bit, but I thought I'd share a couple points and then I'm going to jump off. But it says, your identity emerges out of your habits. You're not born with those preset beliefs. It says, your habits are how you embody your identity. When you make your bed each day, you embody the identity of an organized person. When you write each day, you embody the identity of a creative person. When you train each day, you embody the identity of an athletic person. The more you repeat a behavior, the more you reinforce the identity associated with that behavior. So how awesome is that just by doing certain things, we're reinforcing the type of person you want to be. So if you haven't been spending a lot of time with your family today, call them or send somebody a text message that needs it. Or if you've been eating terrible and you don't want to be that person, start putting a little bit of money in that bank towards that new identity. And listen to this. It says, the effect of one-off experiences fade, but the effects of habits get reinforced with time, which means your habits contribute most of the evidence that shapes your identity. So you are what you repeatedly do. I think it was Aristotle that said that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. So that's the plan. Guys, I just wanted to share that because I needed to hear it. I feel like I'm rocking and rolling in certain areas, but we're building a house and I feel a little bit torn in others. I feel a little bit frazzled and in certain areas. And so we tend to do the things we're comfortable with, and then we feel like a failure in others. And I had a really good reminder today that told me you're not a failure. You just have to start acting in the order of who you want to be. And so maybe we can all make a commitment to that. So what do you think, friend? Do you think that you could benefit in any area of your life with this 3-day reset rather than trying to completely overhaul? Just start today. In the next few minutes after this call, take an action that aligns with the identity that you want. So whether it's something with health, picking the next best thing to eat, or going for a quick walk to just break up the day, or if it's something work related, what is the next action that would get you back on course? Just by doing that in 3 days, you can really feel like you're back in line where you need to be. I hope you guys have enjoyed this shorty episode, and I'll see you guys next week for another episode of Marketing Home, Marketing You. And as always, make sure that you sign up for TriSprout free to stay in touch. I send out a weekly newsletter every week, and that way you can get the latest free resources for marketing and retention, social media, and team development, all for you and your community. See y'all later. Bye.